In 2022, Team USA lost the 4x1 at the World Championships, which may not seem like a very big deal, because in my lifetime alone, they've lost a whole lot of relay races. But this loss was something different entirely, because unlike most of those other ones, Usain Bolt was not on the track when it happened. In fact, the American men dominated the World Championships in the short sprints. They swept the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash, winning gold, silver, and bronze in both. And the team they lost to, who took out all the fastest men in the world, was Canada. So how does a team that fast lose to anyone? And the truth is that Canada did something right that the USA has gotten wrong for years now. That mistake cost them the race. A race that will go down as perhaps the greatest underachievement or the greatest upset in all of track and field history. And this is why. First things first, you have to know just how fast Team USA actually is on the clock in order to understand why this loss is tragic. There's almost never been a point in history where the USA was this fast across the board and this far ahead of all their competition. In the 100-meter dash, Fred Kerley led an American sweep alongside Marvin Bracy Williams and Trayvon Bromell. All three men ran between 986 and 988 in the final, almost a full tenth faster than anyone else in the world. But there were actually 4 American men in that 100 final. Christian Coleman was there and finished 6th overall, but he was the world champion in 2019. If you're keeping score at home, America had 4 championship finalists, and no one else in the world had more than 1. And I'm sure you still don't get it yet, because Kerley, Bromell, and Coleman are all ranked in the top 10 fastest men in the 100-meter dash of all time. And if that wasn't enough, Noah Lyles led an American sweep in the 200-meter dash while breaking the American record and finishing with the 3rd fastest 200 of all time. The only 2 men who've ever run faster than him are Jamaican, and the best times of their career are long gone. Kenny Bednarik and Arian Knighton finished up the sweep, and they're ranked coincidentally 14th and 5th all time in the 200. And this is what they do, because Bednarik was the silver medalist in the Olympics in 2021, and Knighton finished 4th. And of course, no one else in the world had more than 1 guy in that 200 final, so America had more than enough talent to choose from. Remember, the 4x1 is an event that's supposed to go to the team with the 4 fastest 100-meter runners. If we're gonna keep being honest, America probably could have made 2 relay teams that were still better than anything else the world had to offer. They just need to pick up 1 alternate runner to complete that second relay. And if you ask me, I'd go with Olympic finalist Ronnie Baker from 2021. But before I go any further, it's about time I point out that the American men have struggled in the 4x1 basically for the last 2 decades. The year 2004 was the last time that they actually have a standing medal from the Olympics. I'm not making this up. Between then and now, they keep finding new and interesting ways to screw it all up. And the medal that they won in 2004 wasn't even a gold one, but they still had the 100-meter champion. As far as the World Championships go, it ain't been much better. They did win the gold in 2019 and a silver medal in 2017 and 2013. But you gotta go back to 2007 to get the last gold medal that they won. And that's what I like to call the pre-Usain Bolt era. To clarify, if I didn't mention the year, America didn't win a medal at all. And it's normally because they found some creative way to drop the baton along the way. Which brings us to the underdogs, Team Canada, because they ain't like America at all. They only had 1 man make a final in the 100 or the 200. It was Aaron Brown in both, and he finished either last or second to last, both times he lined up. He actually ran at USC way back when I was in college, but he didn't win an NCAA championship in either event. And their best runner is technically Andre DeGrasse, who underperformed significantly at the World Championships in 2022. He didn't even break 10-1 in the 100, but he is the Olympic champion in 2021 in the 200. And their other two runners have never even made a final at any major international competition, at least not individually. Brendan Rodney dominated the Northeast region of Division I back when he was in college, running past everyone, including me. But his best finish at the NCAAs is no higher than third in the 200. And the fourth member of their relay team is Jerome Blake. He never broke 10 flat in the 100, and he never broke 20 in the 200. Don't get me wrong, he is legitimately fast, but he would never be in the relay pool if he were running for America. By now, you should see where I'm going with this. There's not one legitimate reason that the Canadians should have knocked off the Americans in a 4x1, at least not based on the clock. But there is one big reason why they actually did. If you go all the way back to 2015 and watch the World Championship relay, you'll see Canada in the final. And the team they put out there was Aaron Brown, Brendan Rodney, Andre DeGrasse, and a fourth runner named Justin Warner. At the 2016 Olympics, it's the exact same team, but they swapped out that fourth runner for Akeem Haynes. And by the time they got to the 2021 Olympics, they swapped out that fourth runner for Jerome Blake. And he is the same man that they brought to Eugene, Oregon for the World Championships in 2022. Canada maxes out their 4x1 potential, quite literally because they practice together. The same guys, year in and year out. Cause the 4x1 relay isn't just about having the fastest guys. It's about all those fast men getting the baton through the zones as fast as they can. The Canadians do that so well, in fact, they've been knocking on the door of winning the entire world for a while now. They've got medals at each of the last two Olympics, while America kept on underachieving. When I ran track in college, I competed for a 4x1 relay team that broke the 41-second barrier. But to clarify, all four of our runners averaged only 10.7 in the 100-meter dash. I'ma keep it a buck with you. We really weren't the fastest sprinters in our region for Division I, but we took out a whole bunch of teams that were, cause their fast guys couldn't hand off a stick properly to each other. We weren't gonna beat a bunch of 10 flat 100 runners, but we could probably take out a bunch of 10 4s and 10 5s, especially if they didn't know how to work properly together, which is exactly what we did. The only reason Canada even has a prayer of beating the USA in a 4x1 is cause the USA has so many good sprinters to choose from. They can't even figure out who to keep on the team long enough for them to practice and actually get good at it. The 2023 World Championships will come and go, and once again, America appears to have the fastest four runners that any nation can put on a track. But only two runners from their last championship relay are even in the pool to compete again in 2023. The truth is, we already know who Canada is going to run in their relay. We know who their names are. We even know what the order is, and we also know what they're capable of. But the American team right now has no real idea the answers to any of those questions. It's hard to practice to become the best in the world if you don't even know who to invite to the practice track. Don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for the red, white, and blue, but in the likely event that things go left, I'm glad I got me a backup pick. I'm going with Team Canada, because they've proven themselves to be trustworthy for almost a decade now. I'm Coach Rob, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to see more content like this, then please like and subscribe.